Hello. Today we're going to review some kind of mid-tier Bas-Armagnacs. And I should define what that means because mid-tier is not what it used to be. As I'm sure you've noticed, money does not stretch quite as far as it used to. And 100 to 120 bucks is the new 60 to 70. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. So yeah, no super expensive 60s era Armagnacs today, but also no cute little cheapies, sitting on the European websites for 30 euros. We are squarely in that kind of middle range. So got a whole bunch of stuff. We'll get to it as we get to it. But first off, I've got a little aperitif for you that I snagged off a friend who was just kind of clearing out his shed. This is Dartigalongue XO. Hang on, let me get the rest of these poured. The Dartigalongue is considerably cheaper than the rest of these. It is also kind of younger and not as well presented, but you can get it. A lot of these others, are cask selections. You don't have to jump through some hoops. This is Heavenly Spirits Voss selections. You should be able to find it around. Oh, and it's also good to try this because I'm not sure if you're aware, but you know that that court case against the Trump tariffs, the lawsuit that is going to Supreme Court arguments in, I think, November 5th? Guess who is bringing that lawsuit? It's these guys. Well, it's the importer. It's Voss Selections. So it feels like a good time to see what Heavenly Spirits and those folks are bringing to the table. Just to give them a little salute. All right. Let me finish pouring these. Come on. Okay. Again, I will explain what these are as we get to them. But first off, Dartigalongue XO. They're saying this is over 10 years old. I'm gonna call it a 10-year-old. I could not find the great breakdown of this, but they are in Nogaro. Whatever. It's southern France. I don't know how to pronounce things. 43%, which is better than the basic Darroze and stuff, but still not where I would like it to be. Let's see what we got. I mean, very, 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 very Armagnac. You are getting your kind of chopped up, old furniture. You are getting a fair bit of prune, but also there's some fresh plum in here. Fig, again, kind of, but on the fresher side. There's some dried elements, there's some fresh elements. A little bit of floral, kind of hard to put your finger on. Yeah, just a couple of random flowers thrown in. Field flowers, maybe a little bit of rose. Maybe some sun-kissed raisins in there as well. Black pepper. A nice cafe latte. No. Cappuccino. Some unbrewed Darjeeling leaves. But really, we're kind of leading on chopped up furniture. That's kind of the main note here. But it's nice. Pleasant, young Armagnac nose. Not the best presentation, but better than a lot of what's out there. On the palate. I don't know how long this bottle has been open. But I gotta tell you, this has still got some kick in it. Really nice, grippy finish. The flowers hang on. Some of the other elements don't hang on so long, but you want that. You want the what would be the French equivalent of the the Kentucky hug, the Gascony hug. This brings it. That's pretty darn good. Not a whole lot going on in the arrival. There's some nice flowers happening. There's a little bit of like a dried peach thing, the fig and the plum / prune stuff. A little bit of golden raisin, touch of apricot too. It's more okay. Maybe there's a fair bit going on the front end, but it's kind of light on its feet. It doesn't hit hard. It's just it's a soft arrival. Then it picks up in the mid palate. You got your chopped up furniture, your tea leaves, your strong ass cafe drink, a little bit of a tobacco thing, like a stowed Virginia. Touch of orange peel in there too. Flowers. Yeah, the flowers kind of carry through all the way on the palate. It's not the most tremendous finish in the world. It's dry. I'm enjoying the dryness. The tannins like really grip quite well. But the fruit that kind of is hinted at on the arrival and then really kicks in the mid palate. It doesn't stick around as long as I'd like, but this is still pretty good. That's a darn good, opener to a flight, honestly. Give it like half a squirt and we'll move on. All right, what do we got up next? Oh, yeah. Another channel favorite, Tariquet. Domaine de Tariquet. They make some of the best value Armagnacs on the planet, in my opinion. The 8-year-old. The 12-year-old. Oh my God, the 12-year-old is so good. The 15 gets a little bit woody for me, but also worth a shot if that's your thing. If you were a beaver or some such. But this is basically the older brother to all of those. This is the 25-year-old cask strength bottling that they make. Like the others, it's 100% Folle Blanche. Which is kind of the old grape. I don't know when this one was bottled. I would guess probably 2021 or so. 48.2% alcohol by volume. Where are these guys from? I wrote it down. Eauze. I do not know where Eauze is, but that's pretty cool. Okay, so if you enjoy the Tariquet 15 and you kind of thought to yourself, boy, I just wish there was more oak on this. Wow, do I have the bottle for you. That is a lot of oak. I mean, it's pleasant, but I mean, I am definitely sticking my nose into a pile of sawdust right now. But I'm enjoying it. It's like sawdust, coffee grinds, both fresh coffee grinds and also some like used slightly musty coffee grinds. There's an old attic kind of thing. Oh, with some flowers too. We're moving more in a kind of hints of potpourri direction here. Maybe a little bit of lavender as well. There's like a fresh laundry component to this that I'm enjoying. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't smell like laundry detergent or even like the dryer sheet. It smells like some kind of combination of that and like slightly still damp clothes. It smells like fresh laundry. And lots and lots of wood. You have chopped up a hell of a lot of furniture for this. Dark raisins again, sultanas. Prune. I'm not really getting fig, but definitely lots of prune. A little bit of like an orange streak on this too. It's not really orange peel. It's more like a Grand Marnier kind of, like an orange liqueur element to this. Okay, it's very, very woody. Yeah, like the 15, but more. That's my first thought on the palate. Put that up front. It's numbing my tongue a little bit. That is very woody. So yeah, there's clove on this. Not really clove on the nose. There is a little bit of cinnamon maybe, but ooh, yeah, clove. A little bit of a spice bomb on the palate. Clove, cinnamon sticks, a little bit of allspice. Black pepper, lots of black pepper. Then you got the coffee grinds from before. Your chopped up furniture. Now the orange really is more like orange peely. Raisins, prunes. A little bit of a brute, if I'm honest, but it doesn't feel like it's stepping out of balance. It feels like there's enough other stuff in here. I'm going to put some more in this glass here. It feels like there's enough other stuff going on here that can kind of hold the weight of all of that, of all those tannins. And the finish, I mean, it's really, really tannic. Just grippy grip. But the fruit, the prunes and kind of the florals, that fresh laundry thing, that kind of holds through. I mean, I expect good things from Tariquet, and this is a good thing. Okay, let's give that a squirt of water. Maybe a little bit more than a squirt, like a couple drops more. 1, 2, 3. What was the strength on this? 40-something? Yeah, 48.6 on that. Okay, moving on to... what is this? Oh, the Busquet. Yeah, this is Busquet. It is a right. This is a Darroze, so it's by the big negociant Darroze. So they're not going to tell you who the real producer is. That's their own name, but it was a single cask picked by the Journal de Kirsch. 100% baco. This is a 1999 vintage. Bottled 2025, so you're talking circa 25 years old in this. 49.5% ABV. On the nose, it is dense and dark. This is fun. So you got a little bit of like a Folle Blanche versus baco battle here. We're definitely bringing in... Let me get my head around this. Lots of kind of red fruit, red plum, well, dried red plum, dried cherry, and just, yeah, like sawdust again, tons of wood, tea leaves, tobacco, kind of a mix of Virginias and Burleys, but on the nuttier side. Espresso. We're starting to get kind of denser, darker fruit now. We're getting some dark raisins, some purple plum, purple prune, I should say. Little hint of apricot. It's kind of singeing my nose a little bit. The kind of aggression on this. A lot of black pepper. Yeah. It smells dense. It smells almost syrupy. Like almost, imagine like a coffee, dried fruit, ashy syrup. That's kind of what this smells like. Sorry, I will stop nosing this and try to. What else can I tell you about this? Yeah, tobacco-y, more kind of ashy, almost campfire-y as opposed to chopped up furniture. But it does smell like a lot of wood on the palate. Ooh. Kind of the same energy on the spirit, like on the spirit, on the palate. Take all the IHOP syrups, combine them together, and including IHOP syrups that have never existed before. Like you've got the blueberry, you've also got the red plum, and the raisin, and the cherry, and a whole bunch of other syrups, maybe a little bit of apricot syrup in there too. All that together, take a whole bunch of like half-burnt tobacco, put it on in there, some tea leaves, some coffee grinds, all that goes in, mix it up, drink it. That is what this tastes like. Ooh, very syrupy, very fruity, but like syrupy fruity. Almost preserves like. But it's got this backbone of, like tobacco and ash and tea leaves and intense, like coffee stuff. That kind of balances that out. This is lovely. This is quite good. It is dense. It is dark. You would need to like a lightsaber to cut through this stuff. Oh, really grippy. Oh, there's a little bit of like a floral thing, like a fresh wildflower thing coming out in the transition of the finish. I didn't really notice it at first because everything else about the finish is so humongous and brutal. But yeah, this is winning so far. Let's continue the lineup though. All right, it was that glass, right? Okay. I don't want to screw this up. Okay. A little more. That's going to be fun to try because it is so dense. Like, there's some acid coming out. This is good. I don't know if you can still get this, but if you can, look into it. All right. Number 4, which, Marquestau, another favorite of the channel. Mark has a lot of toes, and this is another one to review. Now, this is not bottled by the distiller. I've had a bunch that were. This is bottled by Grape of the Art. It is a 1998 vintage. Is this baco too? Yes, this is all baco. Circa 25 years old on this too. That's becoming a little bit of a theme. Cask number 2025. And of course, these guys are in Hontanx in the Bas-Armagnac. 51.7% ABV. It's nice that they actually give you the accurate ABV on this because the other Marquestau's I've had haven't really bothered with that at all. They all just put 44 point something on there for fun. Okay. Nose-wise, we're not that far away from the Busquet. Also very dense. Also very much on like dried cherry, dried plump prune, fig, black pepper. But there's like a burning flowers kind of like a flower ash kind of thing happening. High acid coffee. What am I thinking of? Like, not really Kenya, because Kenya can kind of bring an apple aspect, which this really doesn't have. We're talking like high acid, Central America or something. Yeah, fun. Like, so lots of coffee going on in this lineup so far. Tobacco, yeah, we're on like dark burleys, maybe some orientals in there. There's a little bit of a green note. Not like a fresh green note, but like a like a slightly vegetal character, but not fresh vegetables, like old vegetables, cooked vegetables, but nice. Yeah, so that's a fun contrast with our last baco. Let's see what happens on the palate. 51.7% on this bad boy. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, so in some ways these are alike, but on the palate, the delivery of this is so different from the Busquet. Busquet, interestingly, is I know it's a made-up name, but it is a real winery in Argentina. They make a ton of stuff. It's actually pretty good. They have some bubbly that's pretty good. And what am I talking about? The delivery of this, despite a similarity on the nose, is very different from the Busquet. This is not syrupy. This is like a boom, a big explosive spice bomb. But again, in a different way than what the Tariquet was doing. Yeah. Oh, lots of pepper, prune, fig, tons of pepper, and then that kind of like burning flour thing, which is fun. There's a little bit of a sour note on this. There's almost like an old Syrah kind of character, like a Northern Rhone, but we're not getting into that bacon fat territory. It's more like straight up Syrah fruit, kind of leaning into sour territory. And I like it when Armagnacs lean into, sours and acidity. Lots of cinnamon, black pepper, cardamom, some nutmeg. Amazing. So this is funny because it's not as much of a brute on the palate as the Busquet, but I don't think the balance is actually as good as the Busquet, which is weird, but there we are. Yeah, it's the finish. You get pepper and tannins, and that's nice, but the kind of, the fruit stuff, the fruit doesn't last very long. It kind of fades pretty quick. It's still a good Armagnac, but I don't know if it's going to beat the Busquet. We shall see. Give this 2 squirts. Come back to it. Now this is kind of why I wanted to do this tasting. This bottle right here. This is a Balous. I don't know if you can see that. So they say Balous Estate, which is kind of probably domain to Balous. And this is from Damazan in the Bas-Armagnac. And it's a Decadent Drams pick. Now what's interesting is the age for the price point is quite low. Like this is, just under 100 euros or so. And it's 10-year-old. And the vintage is 2014. And look at that color. That is a very, very light color for Armagnac. I mean, this is the same age as the Dartigalongue, and it is way lighter in color. I mean, look at those two. So I'm very, very curious to see if this is worth its price point. 53.3% alcohol by volume. All baco. I mean, I should do like an entire video about this. No, maybe that wouldn't be enough, but I am really interested in young Armagnac right now because at some point, all these old stocks that we've all been enjoying for the last 10 years or so, they are going to run out. They are going to run out, and then what does Armagnac do? Do we just stop buying it, or do people start throwing us some really good younger options? So you got to kind of mirror as to where Scotch was like 15 years ago. Like, did people just collapse without the older stocks? Or do they start coming out with really compelling younger options? Interesting. Limey. Yeah, that's my first thought is like lime. There's different kinds of limes. There's some Persian limes. There's some key limes. It's very aromatic. floral. Quite peppery on white pepper, but there's also like some cumin going on in there. Yeah, so right away I can tell you, if you are coming to this bottle and shopping for it, looking for your kind of dark French oaky kinds of notes, you will not like this, at least on the nose. Oh, yeah, peach, apricot. Almost a white wine character to this. What is that? What am I thinking of? It's a dessert wine. What am I thinking of? Yeah, I mean, Tokai. It's got a little bit of a Tokai thing. Not old Tokai. We're not getting those really funky, aged, nutty, mushroomy tobacco notes. Not that. We're talking about young Tokai. That's kind of the nose on this. And like a lot of peppery, spicy stuff. A little bit of cardamom too. It smells very fresh. It smells very un-Armagnac. And I'm excited. There's also just a touch of herbs on this. Almost like a dill kind of thing. Like dill and parsley. Interesting. Very interesting. And some flowers too. On the palate. So here's the bad news. I don't know if I pay, whatever it is, like 100 euros, 80 euros for this. The good news is I like this a lot. Oh, it's very fresh. If you are a fan of some of those, the more successful, I would say, the fresher kind of cane juice rums out there, you may want to try this. Super duper fresh. But there's more oak on the palate than there is on the nose. Tokai again, peach, nectarine, apricot, lime again, a little bit of orange peel coming in, but really we're talking about lots of lime stuff. A touch of French oak, mostly still like on the white pepper spectrum rather than black pepper or ground pepper. Cumin, touch of minerality too. There's a little bit of like a wet stone thing, that herbaceous kind of character. Parsley, oregano, dill. Flowers, but not as much as on the nose. Yeah, more flowers on the nose. This is cool. This is fun. I am delighted that someone picked this. I don't think it's going to get a following among yak fans, but I don't think if you're more adventurous, you just don't want a big old face full of wood. Then I think this is worth a shot. I kind of enjoy it. Again, wouldn't pay the asking price for it, but this is good. And I'm looking forward to more like this. Because this is where we're going. Because where else are we going to go? All right, a little bit more. All right, we're going to close this out with two Grosperrins. Really cool bottle, are better known for cognac, but they do some killer Armagnacs. And this is a pair of Truau Bas-Armagnacs. I don't know who this is. I couldn't find anything about the producer. But they're Bas-Armagnacs. I don't even know what grapes there are. And there's very, very few bottles of this. There's like 60 some odd bottles of this. But they're both fine drams picks. This is the 1993 and it is cask number C/C13, 53.3% alcohol by volume. Kind of, yeah. I feel like we're going back to the Darroze a little bit. This is a very Armagnac. Chopped up furniture, some coffee grinds, Darjeeling leaves, but also some like more malty stuff. Maybe some English breakfast tea, figs, prunes. Slightly earthy. There's a little bit of a kind of a damp mud component kind of creeping in. Damp mud. That's redundant. Whatever. Kind of dusty, fun. Okay. Maybe a little bit of like a chocolate component as well. Really like a cacao powder kind of thing, more so than or no. Cocoa shells. You know, my mother-in-law introduced me to cocoa shell tea. It's amazing. It's delicious. But that smell, like that, not the chocolate itself, but the shells. Yep. Okay. That's okay. So yeah, we're kind of on that yacky yak spectrum here on the palate. Oh, okay. This one is tricky because it's a very yacky yak. There's lots of flavors that you would expect, but they're very balanced. There's a lot going on. It kind of plays together very well. This is one that if you were just going through a tasting or something or a flight, this is going to get lost a little bit because it's just like, it's an Armagnac. But this is a pretty good Armagnac. Coffee cake. Tons of coffee cake. A little cardamom, like a cardamom pod kind of component on this. Coffee cake and actual coffee as well. Like some, like nice, like hotel coffee residue. But nice coffee residue. Tea leaves, leaning English breakfast tea, a little black pepper. Not actually that floral. Fig, prune, a little bit of muddiness. None of this sounds out of this world, and it really isn't. It's just a nice Armagnac. And that's not to be overlooked. I like this. It's a good Armagnac. It's a good. If I had this lying around my house, I would be very happy. Let's give this a squirt of water. 1, 2, 3. I mean, the finish is sticking around. This is good. I mean, it's not, if you want adventure, something different, get the Balous. This is very different. But I mean, if you want something that just tastes like home, it just smells like Armagnac home. This little Truau 93 is there. All right, moving on to the 96. Same thing, different cask. This is C/F5. 55.5% alcohol by volume. Again, it's a Grosperrin thing. Very, very few bottles of this. And I still don't know what the grape is. I would guess Ugni Blanc if I had to nail it, but I have no idea. Smells darker, but also a little bit vaguer, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's a kind of a, I'm in an old cellar or an old attic kind of component to this. Hard to pick up particular notes. There is a little bit of like a mushed prune thing, mushed dried fruit. A little raisin, black pepper, cinnamon stick, but it's like used cinnamon stick. It's like you were, making your hot toddy, but then you took the sticks out and you kind of set them on the side and then you smelled them later. More floral actually than the previous one. There's some rose water, a little bit of a lavender component. More pepper. But harder to get a beat on this, honestly. It smells dark. I mean, it not syrupy and dark like the Balous here, whichever one that was, but dark on the palate. Come on, computer, don't sleep. Ooh. More in spirit with the Marquestau on the palate. A lot of, big old spice bomb. I'm having trouble picking out distinct notes on this. To speak like Descartes, there's clarity, but not a whole lot of distinctness on this. I'm sorry, philosophy nerd joke. So lots of pepper, almost some Sichuan numbing spice on this. I don't know. Well, like a little bit of Sichuan, but like also just some jalapeno happening. Very spicy. Black pepper. There's actually peach on the palate. I was not getting peach on the nose. Ah! My eye. Oh, I hate the splashback. Ow, that hurts. Yeah, not a whole lot of peach on the nose. Or really any, but on the palate, peach along with your fig and prune. Kind of that musty cellar energy. I mean, it's aggressive, it's spicy, it's kind of big, but it doesn't have that much detail to it, honestly. And the detail that's there, the tannins stick around, but not a lot of the other stuff kind of does. Okay, the florals kind of do. Did I mention florals on the palate? Yeah. The rose water and the lavender from the nose kind of stick around. I'm sorry, my eye hurts. Ow. I don't think this is going to win the flight. And I don't think I like it as much as the 93. It's okay. 2, 3, this will take 4. 4 squirts. Yeah, let's leave it there. Okay, back through and let's give these some scores. Starting with the surprisingly solid Dartigalongue. You get this in a blind tasting. You are calling Armagnac that second. Like, it takes you half a second to get this is an Armagnac. New developments from where it was before. There's a little bit more citrus going on, a little bit more lemon lime peel. Otherwise, kind of where it was, and that's fine. It was a very good young Armagnac nose on the palate. I can't taste anything after these. All right, one more time. Yeah. I don't think I like the water. Yeah, it lost a little bit of texture with the water. The finish is still pretty good. It's still nice, kind of grippy. I wish stuff would stick around for a little bit longer, but no huge complaints. Good little yak, was better without water. I'll call this an 85 minus, which is pretty darn good for, just like a basic thing you can find anywhere in the U.S. 85 minus, good, don't add water to it. And if you're in an area where this is your only option, I endorse it, especially since these people are trying to to lower the prices on your imported products for you. Thank you, Voss Selections. All right. Moving on to the Tariquet. See what this did with some water. Oof. Oh yeah, some fruitcake came out. Like floral, spicy fruitcake. Oh yeah, I like this. Sour plum. It smells more sour and more like fruitcake. I don't know what else to say. My palate is wrecked after these monsters over here. Here we go, on the palate. So by contrast to the Dartigalongue, which kind of lost some texture with the addition of water, this is kind of picked up a little bit. Oh yeah. It still has that really kind of just dry tannic finish, which you'd expect from something that had stayed in an oak for 25 years. But yeah, there's like a fruit, the fruitcake component. There's like a sour plum, kind of sour element to this, and the flowers are coming out to play a little bit more too. I quite like this. Do I like it more than the 12-year-old? I do think I like it more than the 15. I mean, despite the additional age, especially when you add water, I think this has more balance than the 15. I honestly do. I will call this an 87 plus. 87 plus for the Tariquet Folle Blanche 25-year-old. And let us move on. Let's see if we can finish this before I hit an hour. Oh yeah, this was kind of my leader going into the second half. This is the Busquet from Darroze. Not my favorite negociant house, if I'm totally honest. I've had some really disappointing Darrozes in the past, but this one is kind of a banger, at least in the first round. Let's see what we got. It is so just like juicy and syrupy in a good way. It has the obnoxious fruit syrup thing, but it's also just, it's got the detail to back it up, the pepper, the coffee, the teas, the tobaccos. I don't think it's really improved with water, honestly, but it didn't need to on the palate. Oh. So what this did with water is it added a sour element. It added some acidity. Rather brought out what was there. And anytime you start to bring in some like sour plum, lemon juice kind of characters into an Armagnac, I'm going to be happy. So take that like IHOP syrup mixture with the tobacco and the coffee and the tea that I talked about before, and just squirt some lemon juice in there. Maybe squeeze some like unripe fruit, some sour plum into there, or like, was it this one I talked about with the like the old Syrah notes? A little bit of old Syrah, but no stinky stuff, no bacon fat, just like that kind of sour, that high acid old red wine character. Oh, I like you. Can I hit 90 with this? I don't know if I can, but we're close. God, the finish is really good. Borderline perfect. Honestly, it's in the genre of mid-range Armagnac. I feel like this is kind of what you're looking for. Like, there's tons of fruit, but there's also just, it's grippy as hell. It's spicy. This is a phenomenal little Armagnac. It's not perfect, but we're pretty close. I will give this an 89 plus out of 100. 89 plus. And yeah, it is better with water. Well, I don't know if you left it if you had an open bottle for a while. I think the acidity would creep through, even without the addition of water. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, glass 4, the Marquestau. This was the spice bomb, and it kind of smelled a little bit like the Busquet on the nose. And we're still kind of right there. It still smells very dense and kind of syrupy. No, we're okay. We're leaning more towards cherry now on this, like almost a bourbon-friendly direction on this. But it's still very obviously French oak. You have those kind of darker dried fruit characteristics. I do like the sour cherry on this. Slightly floral. Yeah, good nose. Let us see if it has surpassed the Busquet on the palate. I don't think it will, but I'm rooting for it. Come on, Marquestau. Yeah. This is better than it was. By a lot, actually. I think this has improved more than the previous 2 bottles improved with the addition of water. It's just kind of gotten more balance to it. The finish is just holding on a little bit longer. It doesn't really change the characters. It's still very spice bomby. It's still like pepper and cinnamon and cardamom and all that stuff. And no, there's maybe a little bit more of a sour thing to this as well. I do think this is better with water. It's not going to beat the Busquet. It's just not quite at that level, but this is a very good Armagnac as well. Kind of spice bomby, kind of fun. I will call this like an 88, which is really like an 87 plus 1. 87 plus 1 equals 88. So yeah, Busquet is still a winner here. Let's see if anything can topple it. Balous. This was the odd one out. Like, look at that color. Jesus. It looks like I mean, it doesn't look like lemonade, but, it's very, very light in color for an Armagnac. I mean, it looks like a single malt. Looks like something that spent a couple of years in, like, a refill sherry cask. Ooh. Oh, I like this. If you are... Okay, I'm going to give this a good score, but you have to understand. If you are a traditional Armagnac fan, you will not like this. You just won't. It is so far away from that profile. Is there a whisper of French oak in this? Are you getting a little bit of that kind of dried fig, black pepper thing? Sure, but it is so far in the background. And what is in the foreground is like grapefruit, flowers, lime, different kinds of limes. There's a Moscato thing, like a Moscato d'Asti thing. Oh God, this is a really pretty, fun nose, deeply un-Armagnac. If according to what you normally think of Armagnac as being, but I like it. Slightly green too, yeah, on the palate. So yeah, if you are a traditional Armagnac fan, stay away. Buy anything else. But if you are a cane juice rum fan and you've been disappointed in aged cane juice rums, go buy this. Go seek it out. Oh my God, there's even a fennel characteristic on this. Wow. Lime, grapefruit, flowers. There's more oak on the palate. Black pepper. No, a mix of white and black pepper. A little bit of black pepper in there. Dried peach. A little bit of prune. Moscato again. This is a great style. This is a great style. It's gonna be divisive among the traditional fans, but I think this is good. If bottlers can get stuff like this and push the prices down to, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe 70 euros, then we're talking. Because this is really good, but I don't know if people are going to pay, 80, 90 plus euros for this. I will call this... Jeez, what do I score this? Oh, that's darn good. Is this beating the Tariquet? I don't think it's beating the Tariquet. It's right. It's close. All these are improving water. This is annoying. 86 plus. No. 87. Gosh darn it. 87 freaking points for this. I am glad this exists. I'm glad that people can go out and buy this. Balous Estate. I applaud Decadent Drams for picking this because it is so different from any other kind of Armagnac pick out there, except for maybe that Dartigalongue I had, the Phantom Grapes, whatever that is the only point of comparison I have to this. This is fun. Moving on to the Grosperrin Truau 93. This was the Yaki Yak, right? Let's see what we got on the nose. It's still like the Dartigalongue. Hand this to me neat. On the nose, half a second, I am calling Armagnac. It just smells so Armagnac-y. To the point where I'm like, what do I say about this? I mean, lightly earthy, cinnamon sticks, dried fruit, chopped up furniture, coffee stuff, tea stuff. I don't think the nose is improved with water. It's such an Armagnac-y nose. It is so Armagnac-y. On the palate. No, that's pretty good, actually. It's a good Armagnac. I don't know what else to tell you. It's very textbook. It's something you're going to miss in a tasting, but it like this is totally a great style. It's so balanced. You got the cinnamon, you got the pepper, you got all your dried fruits just playing off against each other. A little bit of earthiness too. I mean, it's very textbook. It's very normal, but it's a great example of normal. It's hard for me to knock this. I'll call this an 89 pointer. I'm sorry, 89, not 89. No, that's 87. We'll call this an 87. 87 points. I'm sorry. Long flight, long video. 87 points, not 89. The 96 Truau from Grosperrin. I did not get along very well with this one to start with. Let's see what happens with water. Same kind of nose. I mean, it smells dark. Darkness. You know, Batman, the shadow. You know, like this is something that, yeah, the shadow would drink this. He would enjoy this. It smells dark. It smells gritty. It's just hard to pick out notes. Black pepper, cinnamon, cardamom. I don't know. Some florals. It's actually more floral than 93 on the palate. It may be the famous, the favorite Armagnac of Alec Baldwin, circa the early 90s. It is not my favorite Armagnac. I feel like this is... It's very much a spice bomb. It just can't get it going as well as like the Marquestau here. The Marquestau, sorry. Very, very spice driven, but just kind of vague. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's a totally serviceable Armagnac, but you know, not in a million years would I take this over the 93. darkness, spicy stuff. Not really a lot of fruit to speak of. Yeah, I'm kind of in 85 territory with this. Let's call this an 85. Not my favorite. All right, and there is your video. At the rear, but it's okay because it's reasonably priced, the Dartigalongue, the XO. Very solid. And again, thank you guys for suing the Trump administration. And then, that's an 85 minus. Better without water. Really better without water. Truau 96, 85. It's fine. You can do better. And then, what? Geez. Okay, we got a whole bunch of. Okay, 287s. It's a tie between like a very, very Armagnac, the Truau 93. This extremely unusual but very compelling Balous 2014, 87 points each. And then you've got the Tariquet 25, 87 plus. This is better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be an oak bomb, but it just isn't. There's balance there. Even more so with water. And then the Marquestau 98, pretty good Marquestau, 87 plus. And your winner for the day is this Busquet from, Darroze and Journal de Kirsch. 89 plus points. Borderline 90, but couldn't quite get there. And that is your video. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go eat some starch. Thanks for watching and cheers.